Blog Talk Radio. Hello, everyone. I want to thank you all so much for tuning into Yvonne Luttrell's podcast. I am the host, Yvonne Luttrell, and here with me today is my fabulous co-host, SC, for our Thoughtful Tuesday. Hi, honey. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. How are you, dear?
I forgot what I was supposed to say. Oh, my God.
I thought I was going to have to send you a text. Be like, your name's Yvonne.
Right. Oh, my gosh.
Like, don't worry about it. We'll put it on cue cards. Have you sit it next to the phone so next time you don't forget it.
Right. Yeah. So, everyone, thanks so much for tuning into Yvonne Luttrell's podcast. And today is our Thoughtful Tuesday, and we definitely want to thank everyone for joining us, for calling in, and for all of the downloads. And we want to apologize about Saturday's show. Saturday's show was canceled, but we forgot to make the announcement because it was Memorial Day weekend. And not only were we having a good time for Memorial Day weekend, we had a project, and we're still currently working on that project. So Saturday's show was canceled. So definitely want to apologize for not announcing that. And guys and dolls, remember you can call, you can always call in. The show number is 563-999-3548. Again, that number is 563-999-3548. And if you call the show and it says that there's no show scheduled, then that basically means that the show has been canceled. But yeah, if we had so much going on, we could have announced it last Tuesday or whenever was the last time we were on, but hey, things happen, and and I definitely I would like to say, I did say a few weeks ago, I think that was 2 weeks ago, that the Heat, that they were going to win, that they were going to make it to the finals. So I want to congratulate the Heat. Let's go Heat. And I was a little disappointed at first because they won the 3 games and then they lost 3 games. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So my friend, her husband was like, you and Yvonne are not real true Miami Heat fans, because if the team is doing bad, you can't just throw them away. And it's not like I threw them away. It's just like, I'm like, hey, what the hell is going on? But either way, they played good last night, so now they are making it to the finals. So hopefully they beat Denver. But either way, they at least made it to the final 2. So now it's going to be the battle of the best out of the East and the West. So hopefully the East can win this. So yeah, enough about that. Back to you, Bob.
I had a long day today. I had a bunch of running around to do. And I wound up going to the gym. I really didn't feel like doing it, but I went anyway. Sometimes you got to do things that you don't feel like doing, and it's just one of them days. I'm kind of glad that it's almost over with, so I can go to sleep. Maybe tomorrow will be a better one. But before we get to the news, you want to do the advertisements? You got the one I sent, right?
Oh my gosh. No, wait, let me see. Did I? Let's see. No, I didn't get the one that Houston, but we have, let's see, we have a few advertisements. Let's see, if you are into hair care products, you guys can go to www.lovealwaysshops.com. Again, that's www.lovealwaysshops.com, and they have all types of hair care products if you're into hair care, and if you are in the Arizona area and you're thinking about buying or selling, you guys can check out thebrownhousegroup.com. Again, that's thebrownhousegroup.com, and that's www.thebrownhousegroup.com. And I have some more advertisements. I see, well, Dee Saunders is on here almost every week. Guys, you can check out Dee Saunders. He has a book out, The Bait and Switch. It's available at Amazon. Again, that book is The Bait and Switch by Dee Saunders, and it's available on Amazon.com. I did have some more advertisements somewhere. I'm so unorganized today, but I'll have those for Saturday. So, yeah, that's all that I have. I did not receive a text from you, so if you have it and you want to read it, you can. If not, we can get to that on Saturday.
Yeah, let me get to that on Saturday because I'm trying to remember if I sent it to you through text message, and there's a lot of messages I got to go through to see if I sent it through text or email.
Yeah, we can do it for. Yeah, we can announce that on Saturday
Okay. But in other news. Okay, no, that's not it. I was trying to see. That's not it. I'll look. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's okay. We could just, no worries. We can do that. Yeah, we can get to that. Like I said, we can get to that Saturday, and right now we can go over our current events before our guests come on. We have a guest coming on for our Thoughtful Tuesday. It's Fernando de la Cruz. Is that correct? Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, what do we have going on in our current news?
Okay, hold on. I just got a message. Hold on, I'm going to send it to you.
Okay.
I'm going to text it to you.
Okay. And while he is sending that to me, I guess I can, let me see, what do I have? There was this, hold on, now I'm trying to find it. I thought I turned my ringer off.
And two. So okay. So I'll what you call it for now until you can find what you gotta find.
Great, perfect. Thanks. He's gonna what you call it, guys.
So I know we've been talking about the digital currency and everything. A couple of shows back, we was talking about how they're trying to get rid of money and everything else. So China has implicated digital currency, and what they're doing is using facial recognition. Whereas if you commit a crime such as jaywalking or anything else, that their government can go into your bank account and charge you for the fine right then and there. And you can't stop it because they have access to your account. That's one of the reasons why I'm totally against the digital currency. I'm totally against them being able to stop. If they want to say that you don't have any money, they could wipe out your account, and your account could be $0, and you could have millions and millions of dollars. It's just giving the government too much power and control. What are your thoughts on that, Yvonne? I know me and you have talked about it personally, but it's I think that we're coming to a time in life where the government is trying to control everything that we do, down to the women's bodies, to how we think, or the things that we allow, to learn about and everything else. I'm just totally against it. What are your thoughts on that?
Body would. Are you talking about the abortion?
Well, that could be.
Because that's the
that could
only
be one of
thing
the
that I
things.
know of. That's the only
No,
thing
I'm
that I
talking
know of.
about the facial recognition stuff, being able to control everything that we do. The abortion could be one of the things. I think a woman should have the right to say what she wants with her body, with anybody. I think that they should be able to. That a woman should have the right to say whatever she.
I disagree with that. Yeah, I disagree with that because now I know it sounds hypocritical or whatever, because I have been called a hypocrite because I had an abortion. Now I'm telling women not to do it or whatever, or I feel that women should not do it. But I feel like, a woman, I feel like they should, I'm just like, what words am I looking for? I am pro-life, and I think that if a woman does not want to have an abortion, no, if a woman wants to have an abortion, then, too bad. You should be on birth control. You should get a hysterectomy. I had a hysterectomy, so now, of course, I can say whatever because, hey, you can skeet all up in it, and there's nothing coming from it. So I don't have those.
Yeah, but what if a woman?
No worries.
But what if a woman uses every precaution to not get pregnant and she does get pregnant?
No, that's some foolishness. That's just an excuse because, it's just an excuse. If you are taking the precautions to not get pregnant, then 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get pregnant. So, some people may try to say, oh, my gosh, he had some super sperm, or, my eggs are just so strong. I have no idea, but that's, some foolishness. The thing is, a woman wants to, I'm not going to say a woman, you have some women that want to use abortion as a birth control. And it should not be used as a birth control. So I don't believe in that my body, whatever. Because when you're having sex with someone unprotected and you're letting these guys come in your pussy, ladies, when they are coming inside of you, you know what can happen. And like I said about when we had the topic on the HIV, AIDS, or whatever, no one wants to feel the plastic. Everyone wants to feel the meat. And so, and then a lot of women, they want to feel the cream inside of them. They get that thrill, like, oh my gosh, yes, come inside of me. Oh yeah, come inside of me. And okay, and that's fine and all, but if you are letting a guy come inside of your pussy, you need to be on some type of birth control, or and if you don't get a hysterectomy, the guy can get a vasectomy. Like, what's wrong with that? Don't use abortion as a birth control. Oh yeah, I'll have another abortion. Oh yeah, hey, I'm on my 7th, 8th abortion. You have you have a good number of females that have had more than 5. So
yeah.
So I'm just saying, I get what you're saying, and I'm not trying to change your views or whatever, because, that's how you see it, and this is how I see it. I just feel like that people should be more responsible when it comes to having sex. So, like I said, everyone knows that I had his. Go ahead.
Nah, go ahead. What was you gonna say? Because I was gonna say, I agree with what you're saying, but to the magnitude I'm talking about is if the condom breaks. There have been many times that has happened when it comes to a man.
Did the condom really break, or did he just pull it off because he wanted to come in the pussy? He wanted to come in that pussy. He wanted to feel that meat, and he wanted to come inside of that pussy. I mean, now there are times, that the condom will break, and then there are times where the guy is going to take that rubber off and nut all in that pussy, and man, what happened to the condom after he nutted? I mean, you could feel a difference.
I think you having flashbacks or something. I think you in that moment or something.
That happened to me a few times. Yeah, I mean that happened a few times.
Nah.
And I don't think it broke. He wanted to fill this damn pussy. He wanted to come in this damn pussy.
Yeah. Nah, the times that it's happened with me,
that condom did not break. That condom didn't break.
Yeah.
I mean, no. Well, yeah, like I said, yeah, there are times where, a condom can break. But in my case, no, he wanted to fill this. He wanted to fill this, and he wanted to nut up all in this. So, but really quick, I see that the guest had sent a message about 30 minutes ago, and so I apologize that I'm just now seeing this, that they needed to reschedule, but we can still continue the show.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. I don't care,
Yeah, so so the guest canceled. They asked if they can reschedule, so we will whatever. But in the meantime, did you want to continue this conversation, or did you want to get to another conversation, SC?
Well, I got a couple of other things that we could talk about. What do you think about the bus driver that shot the passenger? Apparently, the passenger and the bus driver got into it. With COVID, the drivers are still behind that protective glass or whatever, and they exchanged words or whatever. I think it was in North Carolina, and they exchanged words amongst each other. And the passenger pulled out a gun, and he pointed at the bus driver, and the bus driver pulled out his own gun and started shooting at the passenger. And now they're not charging the bus driver with any criminal charges, but he did lose his job. They did fire him because they said that when you're driving like the city buses and stuff, you're not supposed to have, your own personal weapon. I have an issue with that.
Wow.
I have an issue with that. And my biggest issue is, say if you like the restaurants, I'm gonna tell you the truth. When I was carrying heavy, if I went to a restaurant or a location and it had no firearms, no concealed or anything, I wouldn't patronize them, only because you're telling me that you're taking away a right that I was given, that if something happens in your facility, your establishment, that I can't protect myself if I chose to protect myself. You understand what I'm saying? You have all these stores that have the signs say, oh, no concealed carry, no firearms allowed, this, that, and the third. But you're not thinking about the person that's coming in the place to rob the place. He already knows nobody got a gun in there. So this is the opportune time to rob this location, or this is the best location to rob because nobody has a gun. Well, they're not supposed to. I know there's been many times that I went into places that stated. But if I had to go sit down and eat or whatever, I wouldn't go in. But if I had to go like run into a store to get something, they had no gun sign or whatever, I would still go in there with my shit concealed, and I'll just deal with it later if something was to happen. But I just wanted to be able to defend myself, and I don't think that man should have lost his job, because what if he didn't have that gun, the guy shot him, and he turned his gun on everybody in the bus and started executing people. It's going back to the whole situation with the store clerk that locked the people in the store. Now, what if one of them had a gun? They could have defended themselves. I'm just giving a scenario. Like, what if, you don't know what's on another person's mind. So I just want to be able to defend myself if the time calls for it. And I think that would be I think that they shouldn't allow, I think that we should, but I think that the state should not allow the stores to do that. I don't think the state should allow the stores to do that. That they say, hey, we give you the right to carry a gun in the state, but these stores can tell you, no, you can't carry a gun. It's either you trust me or you don't.
Right.
So
also, I don't. Okay, yeah. So, like I said, I definitely agree with you on that. He definitely should have a gun. I pretty much believe that everyone should have a gun for their own protection, because people are so crazy, and especially if you're on public transportation with these, like just being in the public period, no matter if transportation or if you're in a store or whatever. I mean, just so many people are crazy. So many people have guns. So many people are snapping and taking the lives of innocent people. So I do feel like everyone should have a gun. Everyone should have some type of protection. So, yeah, I don't think that he should have gotten fired.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, I thought you were going to say something.
I totally agree with, and people might think that this is a crazy idea. I totally agree with, if trained properly, I think some of the people in the school systems should have access to firearms. As being on the school facility, you have an active shooter come into the school. You'd be surprised at how many people would spring into action. You might be like, oh, no, that's dangerous because of all the kids or this, that, and the third. But you got to think about the mass casualty if you don't try to stop the situation. And you got to think about, if these people that come into the schools to do the shooting and stuff, they don't know who's qualified to shoot or whatever, so that might deter it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
I think that the schools, some of the staff should be trained on how to use firearms, and that they should be able to access them if they have an active shooter. And I could be wrong, but I would think that that's one of the situations that they should pass a bill.
Yeah, I definitely think that, like I said, you want to protect the kids, you want to protect yourself, you want to protect just the workers, and I do feel like that you're right with that. They should have guns. I don't know if the teachers would feel comfortable. I'm pretty sure some of them would. And then also, I feel like that, if possible, me and you had this discussion. I think we had it here on the podcast about when everything was closed down and the teachers had to teach at home. I think that maybe they should go back to that. I feel like a lot of the teachers should teach from home, and the kids that can't the kids that are young and their parents have to work or whatever, maybe they could figure out a situation where they can go. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying because these kids are just so bad. First of all, they're very bad. They're disrespectful. So if you don't have somebody coming in the school trying to shoot the school, then you have these disrespectful kids cursing at you and trying to fight you, just like how the student tried to fight the teacher over her phone. So.
Yeah. But you know what? The only problem with that is the fact of there's a few problems with that at home. You don't teach the kids social skills. They won't know how to interact with other people, for one. For two, that's a getaway for some kids that are home that are being abused by their parents, unless their parents are going out, to work and the kid is home by themselves at school. Then that's a different story. But then again, you got these parents that got to pay for extra food because the kid got to eat. You understand what I'm saying? So I can see where it could go wrong, and I can see where it can go right.
Right. Yeah. Then you have the parents that want the kids to go to school because they want to break from the kids, but hey, you don't want to be around these damn badass kids. The teachers don't want to be around they badass either. So I really don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a tough situation. But then, like you said, it could be somebody getting abused. But just I don't know. That's a touchy, scary situation that a child have to go to school just so they don't get abused. But okay, but when school is over, they're still going to get abused. So.
But it won't be an all-day thing. It'll be an opportunity where the kid have a break.
It
I'm just saying. Yeah, I know. It shouldn't be.
Yeah, it should be some type of way where the child should not be afraid to say something. Hey, I'm getting abused. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back home. I don't know. I think if I was a child, I would rather be in a foster home than to be getting abused. I don't know. Or maybe they have another relative that can take care of them. I'm really not sure. But anyways, I sent you a message on Instagram. I don't know if you had received it. It was about a South Carolina store owner. He had murdered a 14-year-old. There was a boy. His name was Cyrus Belton. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but the store owner, his name was Rick Chow, and he was charged with murder for fatally shooting a 14-year-old named Cyrus Belton, allegedly. And the store owner believed that the 14-year-old boy, was stealing from the convenience store, but whether he was stealing or not, there was still no reason to take this boy's life. And so they did an investigation, and they said that the boy was not stealing. That's what the authorities said, that he was not stealing. But again, like, you have taken this young person's life for what? So now, like, what was the reason that he shot him? I mean, was it a black little boy? Was it a racist thing? And no, I'm not putting race into this, but, now they're lying, saying that, so now they're saying that the store owner was lying because they said that the boy was not stealing. So if he was not stealing, why did you kill him? So I don't know. I just feel like every day, it's just so much craziness going on.
Yeah. You got some of these people, man, they rather protect property over protecting a life. So, we got a whole world of humans but no humanity. Nobody is being humane to each other anymore. It's just business as usual. Like, all right, he stole something, kill him over it. Or, it's no compassion, no.
Yeah,
What
but
you gonna
now
say?
he's charged. He's charged with murder. So now he's about to spend the rest of his life in jail because they're not buying this story that this boy was stealing.
Yeah. Well, people make split decisions because they think everybody. You know what's crazy about the world now? Nobody feels that they're wrong about anything they talk about. Everything they talk about, they feel like they are in the right. Prime example, the NFL player that's on trial right now for he got hit in the face by the girl. I don't know if you've seen the video or whatever. I can't remember the guy's name. I don't watch football, but this is a prime example of people feeling that they're right no matter what. Florida has a stand your ground rule. You understand what I'm saying? But you got to know the difference between standing your ground and taking advantage of that situation. And what I mean by that is you have two scenarios. It's the same picture, but two different scenarios. In some states, you can shoot a fleeing felon in the back. You understand what I'm saying? But how would you know the person is a felon? You understand what I'm saying? He got to a fight with his girlfriend. I'm going to give you the story. So he got to a fight with his girlfriend. And the girlfriend punched him in the face. Then she texts her brother, oh, y'all going to kill him or whatever. Whatever she said to him, the brother came over there. He started fighting with the football player's brother. Football player went in the house, got an AK-47, started shooting. He shot about 30, 40 rounds. And he's trying to use it as a defense of standing your ground. Now, when the guys were at his house, he could argue that statement. But if the guys jumped in the car and they're driving away and you're standing in the middle of the street still shooting like you're in the OK Corral, that's no longer standing your ground. That's taking advantage of the situation and you're taking it above what the law is telling you to. So now he feels that he should get off because it was a stand your ground. But that's not stand your ground. Stand your ground is if somebody comes, it's custodial law. Somebody comes on your property and you tell them to leave or they don't leave, you don't have to retreat back into your house. You could do what you got to do.
Before, he did kill them?
Yeah, one of the guys died. I'm really not following the trial too much, but I do believe that one of the guys did die. It was the brother, the girl's brother, the ex-girlfriend's brother, and three of his friends came over to the house to confront him about him fighting with his sister or whatever, So, but, everybody talks about, he's right because he stood his ground and this, that, and the third. No, when the people run away or they turn their back on you, you can't continuously shoot at them. They're no longer holding a threat to you, So that's one of those situations where, people think that they're right. Oh, because he came to my house and I started shooting at him and even though he ran, I'm going to still shoot at him because I was shooting at him to begin with. No, that's not how that works. People, nobody wants to admit to being wrong. Everybody feels that everything that they say is valid. Everybody feels like they have a valid point and that everything that they say is right. Nobody wants to say, well, you know what, you could be right, I could be wrong.
Right, but, that's true. Because I'm the type of person, if I'm wrong and you're right, I'm gonna say, you know what, you're right. You're right, I was wrong. I get it.
Yeah. But I don't know, I guess it deals with a lot of people not, being able to let their ego go. We live in a world of just egotistical people, even down to when I go to the gym, oh my God. So this is a pet peeve of mine at the gym. When I go to the gym, I don't get on my phone. I plug my phone into the wall and I listen to music. That's it. And I do my workouts. What aggravates me the most, especially to see grown men. Now, if you take a selfie in the gym, that's cool. But if you're just sitting on a machine and you're just texting away and you're laughing and you're texting because the person's texting you back and you're not taking into consideration that somebody else needs that machine, or I got to a point where I say, yeah, you almost done, and they be like, oh yeah, in a second. Then they'll start texting again. I'll be like, all right, because I want to try to get in, because I was still doing my cycle around the gym. So they're like, oh okay, yeah, I'm sorry or whatever. And it's like, dude, then you wonder why you're not getting this shit. You wonder why you're not losing the weight. You understand what I'm saying? These guys will be on the machine for like 10 minutes. And only 2 of those 10 minutes, they done did one exercise, one workout, one set. So that's a pet peeve of mine. That damn, it's like, yo, are you serious that you cannot detach yourself away from the phone? And everybody's in the bathroom taking pictures with their shirts off and everything. And I start laughing because I said, wow. I said, I remember taking pictures, but I wasn't that bad. Where everybody in the gym now, they doing all types of stuff with their phone. Nobody wants to let their phone. Everybody wants to videotape everything or take a picture of everything. We just live in a world of just everybody is vain. Everybody's egotistical, so.
Well, men are lovers of themselves.
But the men are getting worse than the women. I would expect the woman to do it. These men are in there. It's crazy, man. It's just crazy for me to see this and to watch how the gym has turned into. Now, I could see if it was a gym like Gold's Gym. I go to Planet Fitness. No judgment zone, true or whatever. But these guys are in the moment. They not even. You understand what I'm saying? They're not even taking pictures to see what their body has changed into. They just sit on the phone texting or taking pictures and videos of just random stuff. But it is what it is. What do you think about that 12-year-old girl that stabbed her 6-year-old brother?
I did not hear
that. She did something to her cell phone, and there's video of the little girl coming out of the house crying, and the police, she said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it. I'm like, oh, man. It's like these kids don't have the value of life. They don't even, value life. It's like, how do you set in your mind, you're 12 years old, how do you set in your mind to kill your 6-year-old brother? Or
she killed him?
She stabbed him to death.
Oh my gosh! Did you send me that? Cause I didn't.
I think I did. I think I sent it to you like a day or two ago.
I try to.
So they're trying to figure out.
I guess I missed that one.
Yeah, because the mother comes to the door and she said, "What did you do?" And she's like, "I'm sorry, mommy. I'm just was upset." And this, that, and the third. It's like, damn. Now, when I was younger, I was upset with my brothers, my sister, all that many a time, but stabbing them was not one of the things that came to my mind. You understand what I'm saying? I might have hit him in the head with like a toy.
How does she know to pick up a weapon, a knife at that?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So where is she? I mean, I know she's not in the actual jail, but they detain her somewhere?
Well, yeah, they locked her up, but they're not saying because the age,
her age.
they're not really, but in the video you could clearly see her face because it was done off of the body cameras of the officers and somebody leaked it.
What about the state? Do you remember what state it was in?
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah. Resend that to me later whenever you get a chance. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. A 12-year-old killing her sibling.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think it was over a video game or her cell phone. One of the two.
And that's why, and that's why it's important to not only talk to your kids and spend time with your kids. You have to be careful what your kids are watching on television.
Yeah.
You can't just let the television raise these kids.
Yeah, well, you had that situation where the brother and the sister, I want to say it was in Florida. They killed the mother because she took their cell phone from them. They were both on punishment,
Wow.
and the mother took the cell phone, and they killed them. Let me tell you something. One thing I'm not going to do is sleep with one eye open around no kids. You understand what I'm saying? But it seems like that's what it's becoming. Like, you, listen, sure, we're going to be hurting each other because I refuse, and that's not to say it can't happen. But I'm just saying, it's like these kids, man, I don't know what the hell, man. It's like,
These kids are crazy.
it's crazy, it's crazy.
And it's sad to say. You don't want to, it's like, it's sad to say, yeah, you don't want to say it, but yeah, these kids are crazy. And the parents aren't disciplining the kids. The parents aren't paying these kids any attention. They are just on the phone and doing their own thing. And the kids are they're basically raising themselves. And if they are being raised by something, it's a television. And it's not the parents. The parents just have their own foolishness going on. Not all parents, but it's a lot of unfit parents out there that do not need to have children. And I feel like now, that's another thing. Like, I feel like to have kids, it should be a license to have kids. Like, what is your mental state?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like, what is your mental state to have it? Everybody should not produce. Everybody don't need children. And I know we had the topic, should mentally challenged people have kids, but it's not only the disabled people that you should be worrying about. The ones that are not disabled, what kind of state of mind are they in? I don't know. I just don't think that. I don't know. I don't think people should just be able to have kids like that. I know it's supposed to be your life or whatever, but you're bringing humans into this world, and they are killers. You're just bringing a bunch of killers into the world.
Yeah, these kids don't have imagination. They all they know is PlayStation, Xbox. They're not like us. Like when we will go outside, we'll make up a game or we'll play a game or whatever. When's the last time you seen a kid come in the house dirty or smell like outside? When's the last time you heard a parent say, "Oh, you smell like outside"?
Right.
And
it's
because society has made it where they say, "Oh, they're even taking certain things out of parks." It's like, are y'all trying to keep the kids in the house? Because some places you can't have swings because they say, the metal from the swings is going to hurt the kid. Man, you know how many times I got banged in the goddamn head with a swing or fell on that hot-ass floor or the sliding board, burnt myself on the sliding board because it was so hot? They're like, oh, no, we got to remove this or we got to put these mats down. You know how many times I done ran and hit a monkey bar because I'm running from a friend and I'm looking at them instead of looking straight ahead, and I run right to a monkey bar and realize that metal will not give as quick as my body. Now they're like, oh, nah, we gotta protect the kids. And it's a lot of the stuff that we were doing, it shaped us to who we are.
Yeah.
And it's like they're trying to make these kids so soft that, these kids don't have I don't think they can separate what's reality and what's fantasy. Because in the game, you got multiple lives. You die, you come back. You die, you come back. But these kids don't understand that, if you die, because even I say it all the time, and I say it as a joke, but I mean it when I say it. Sometimes I'll be in the car watching people cross the street and just watch how they walk in front of cars. I'm like, they act like they got another body at the house that they can just pull out the closet and put on. It's like everybody's oblivious to reality. Everybody's living like a fantasy world, especially these kids. It's like, what do you do? What do you, how do we get past this stage? Because if we're on a level in the game, we need to advance to another level. We need to bring some things back, but
Yeah.
What about the did you hear about during Memorial Day weekend was 47 people shot and 9 people killed in Chicago? And they're saying that they think it's gang related. Yeah, they think that they're getting into the season of recruiting for the gangs, so the gang initiations. So they said usually around a certain time of the year, they notice that spikes go up and they're associating it with the gang activity. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 47 shot and 9 died. I don't know if that was 9 on top of the 47 or that was part of the 47.
Right.
But Chicago's getting rough. Just all over
Chicago's
there, Yeah, but that's just like they on another level.
Family, I have family in Chicago. Because my parents are from Mississippi, and we were originally going to be living in Chicago. Well, this was actually before I was born. My dad was looking for work. He wanted to leave Mississippi, and he went to look for work, and he was going to go to Chicago, and something happened with, I don't know, one of his friends. He was waiting on a friend. They were supposed to go, and then his cousin was like, well, I'm going to Florida to look for work. And my dad was like, okay, I'll go to Florida. And then, he came down here, found work, and later went back and got my mom and all of his family. And my mom, her family, and my mom has a big family, they mostly, all of them went to Chicago. So I used to visit Chicago. But, yeah, I definitely love Florida. So I'm so happy that the friend that my dad was waiting on to go to Chicago, I'm happy that, I don't know what happened, what was taking him so long or whatever, but I'm happy that my dad hooked up with his cousin and came to Florida because I really love Florida. Oh, my gosh, I just really love Florida. I really love it here. But, yeah, when I was about 9 years old, we were in Chicago, and they had this, I think it was called the L train or whatever, and I don't know, we got on that a few times, and it was this guy, he reached across my mom and snatched this girl necklace off. And then he jumped out. I guess, they can time, like, when the doors are going to close. So the train started rolling, and then he snatched the necklace, and then he jumped off, and then the doors had closed. But, and that was so long ago. So I can only imagine, like, now. Like, and I have some cousins up there, and I have one who's always in and out of jail, and this is not allegedly because this is my cousin. He's locked up right now. So, I mean, it's crazy up there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's becoming the crime capital of the United States.
I don't like Chicago. I do not like it.
Yeah. Chicago is definitely like New York,
Yeah, but they have some good food. I had visited one time this guy. I had one up there, and we went to, like, just different restaurants or whatever, and it was this one restaurant, I don't even remember the name, but the food was really good. I'm so greedy. I definitely like to eat, and I don't know why, but I can't remember that name, but I do try to remember restaurants, because one time I was in Tennessee, and I went to a restaurant, and it was, oh my gosh, I think it was J.T. Hannah's. I don't know. I forgot the name of that. It was a really good restaurant. So I'm really into food. Oh, and, I just want to, speaking of food, I want to thank you so much, because you know how much I love avocado and plantains and guacamole. And Esty, thank you so much for giving me the instructions, because I'm so lazy. I would just rather order you already know how I like to order out and stuff or whatever. But thank you so much for the recipe of guacamole. And I know it seems so easy, and it definitely was easy, especially after you told me. And I've been making guacamole almost every single day because of you, and I definitely want to thank you for that. But I haven't tried the homemade. I haven't tried the homemade pancakes yet.
Okay. Let me know how you like those when you do. 'Cause, that's from scratch. You know.
Yes, I definitely have to try that. And when I try that, I will tell everyone how they came out. The homemade. What kind of pancakes are they? Organic or are they just from scratch?
No, they're vegan. Just
okay,
from scratch.
Yeah, I know which
Basically the ingredients is all the ingredients is natural, so
Okay, so maybe I'll try.
Remember we had that talk.
Yeah, maybe I'll try those vegan pancakes in a few days. But yeah, thank you so much for the guacamole recipe. Oh my gosh, I just really love avocado. I can eat avocado and plantains every single day. But yeah, so thank you for that.
Yeah, my kids love it too.
They love what the vegan pancakes?
The avocado. Oh yeah, they had that too. They loved it. And the avocado, the guacamole, because they were always getting guac from the Food Lion and the other little supermarkets around here. So I was like, yo, we can make it from scratch. And then I started buying the avocados, And then when I made it a couple of times, it was like, oh, wow, this tastes better than the store. I said, yeah, exactly. Just get the ingredients and buy the avocados and just do it yourself.
Yeah, I think I can try to figure out a few things because, I'm okay with guacamole, and if I can do, some steamed shrimp, and if I can make grilled chicken, which I've never tried before, but if I can make a grilled chicken Outback, because I eat Outback a lot, and I always get the Alice spring chicken. If I can make that, then I think I'll be good to go, because that's all I need is a grilled chicken and grilled shrimp, and that's pretty much it for me. That's my favorite thing with the guacamole. So just a few things that I need to learn how to cook, and I'm okay with that.
I told you, if you do the shrimp, get some Argentine shrimp. The texture is totally different. The red Argentine, everybody gets the basic white shrimp or the regular, shrimp. If they don't get the prawns or the jumbos, you get some Argentine shrimp. You sear it in a pan, cook it in olive oil. But you always find a way to change the conversation into food.
Well, I'm greedy. I like to eat. I think everyone likes eating. I want to have something that's good, that's delicious. So, yeah.
Food ain't as good as it used to be. Too many chemicals and stuff, And I'm going to be mindful, too, for my fruits, because I've noticed some different things. Like when I went to Walmart, they got a food section or whatever. And I noticed that the fruits and the vegetables, they have I don't know, and I did a little research, that they inject and spray the food and stuff that goes into Walmart, to keep it from spoiling quick or to have it ripen by around the time that you take it home with you and everything, So I've been more looking into the farmers market and everything, so. I just, just be mindful. I just try to be mindful of where I get my fruits and vegetables from. Because just because it's good for you don't mean that they're treating it good,
Right, that's true. That's true.
You know, all them chemicals ain't good. You know, but when you go to the farmer's market, it's usually fresh. But it's getting to a point now that, you know, they're stepping in and telling the farmers, oh, you got to add this to the soil and this, that, and the third, you know. And,
Right.
and nothing's going to be sacred anymore soon. Give it time. You know.
Yeah.
But
Well, one of my
that's all I
neighbors.
had. Mm-hmm.
No, I was just going to say one of my neighbors had gave me some callaloo and some cabbage and cucumbers. They have a little garden back there, so I'm trying to. Yeah. I'm trying to grow a avocado plant or tree. I planted some seeds. I don't know how that's going to work out. I'll keep you updated on that.
Well, you know, you gotta peel the first shell off, and you gotta stick toothpicks through it.
I should. Oh my gosh, I should have told you that. Okay, well, that's basically going to be a disaster. So I'll have to start all over again. I should have told you that when I did it. So I'll try again, and then I will, I guess, FaceTime you, and you can show me what I'm doing right or what I'm doing wrong. But yeah, yeah, I just really love avocado. But yeah, so we're almost to the end of our show. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we go?
Well, no, I just, you know, I don't know if you heard about this will probably be the last thing. Did you hear about the passenger on a China jet that opened up the door when they were like 3,000 or 7,000 feet in the air?
Oh my gosh!
And they had to
okay,
tackle them.
So I seen like a clip of it, and I was supposed to. I seen it. I think it was on Instagram. I don't know if it was Ball Alert, the Shade Room, or whatever. And I said I was going to go back and watch it, and I never did. And I forgot all about it until just now when you mentioned it. So what happened?
Well, apparently he just got up and he went to the door and opened it in mid-flight. Now, so I was always under the impression, and I'm glad that happened, and I'm glad that the theory was tore apart, because I didn't think that the plane door could open, only because of the pressure of the outside, the speed of the jet or the plane, and it couldn't open. So that proved my theory was totally wrong, you know.
Right.
And I don't know. I've always had. I don't mind flying. I love flying. But like when you get on flights that are like 12, 15, 16-hour flights, you know, my mind starts playing with me. My mind said, damn, we run out of gas. And like we could walk. You know, then when you're flying over all this water, you be like, that's a lot of water to drink. We go there, you know. So that like fucked me up a little more, because I'm like, damn. You know, because I wanna go back to Japan. I want to go to DR. I want to go to Colombia. I want to go to, you know, Bali. I just want to do a couple of, you know, trips. And those are nice 8 to 10 to 12-hour flights. And I'm like, damn, now that I know that the damn plane can open up in mid-air, it's like I want to sit by the doors.
Did anybody get hurt?
If I let somebody open up that door. Nah. A couple of them got injured, like basic, from the debris and everything and the pressure of the wind and whatever. But nobody like got seriously hurt. You know, a couple of people had to go to the hospital for minor injuries.
Did the guy get arrested?
Oh yeah, they tackled his ass.
Oh my gosh, I definitely have to see that. Oh my gosh, I'm happy that you did that you did bring that up, so I can look at that video. I would like to see it tonight. And also, as far as flying, I don't care for flying, but I came up with something that relaxes me, and that's Benadryl. So if I'm getting on a plane, I'm going to take Benadryl. Now, so for the 10 and 12-hour flights, like you were saying, if you take 2 Benadryl, it will knock you out. So I'm not sure if you're okay with taking Benadryl or another type of drug to relax you, but that's the only way that I can get on a plane. Now, the thing about me is that I don't care to get on a plane, but I could just sit, and I'm talking about all day. I can just sit and just watch planes take off and land, like all day. I just love watching planes. I don't care to get on them. But like I said, I will get on one as long as I pop a pill and I'm okay and I'm relaxed. So something happened, hey, I'm relaxed anyways. But yeah, so that's how I feel about the planes. Yeah, I love to watch planes, and the beach is my favorite place in the entire world.
Yeah, I like planes, but like I said, if it's a long trip, my mind starts playing tricks on me,
Yeah.
But I normally get up and walk to the middle of the plane, stretch my feet. It'll be you and a couple of other passengers. You get to talk to them. Then they turn off the cabin lights so everybody can go to sleep and then wake up. I like traveling. When I go, I like Delta. When I do long flights, Delta has, from what I've seen, some of the best, treatment as far as any class you're in. I want to do first class, but I've done business class and on a couple of other planes, and I was like, could have been better,
Yeah.
But yeah, like the trip to Africa, to Dubai, those are like 18-hour trips, and that's not even including the layovers. I'm talking about the flight itself.
Right.
Like, whew, But that's all I got. If you got anything else you want to talk about, but that's all the news I got.
That's it. That's it on my end. And so we want to thank everyone for tuning in to the show. And in a few weeks, SC and I are we're going to be live where you guys can actually see us. So please just stay tuned so we can keep you updated on that, where you guys can see us. We're going to do a few visual shows, and I guess that's it. So do you want me to end everything now, or any last words?
No.
Okay, guys. Well, that does it for us. Join us Saturday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you guys can always call in and listen live. And the number is 563-999-3548. Again, that number is 563-999-3548. And if you happen to miss the show, remember, make sure you are following us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, blah, 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 and more at Yvonne Latrell, at Yvonne Latrell's podcast. So that does it for us, guys. Have a good one. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
I like when you say that. Good night.